Good afternoon. It is hot. So I live in a typical subdivision here in California. So anyway, I want to talk about a tree that is roughly translated from Chinese to English as being dragon eye. And that would be the Longan. So the Longan trees originate from China. In fact, their climate is actually quite, the region that these trees thrive in is actually very comparable to our area, which may explain why they do so well here. So there's several varieties that I have in my yard, and just because they do so well here, I do have a good number of them. So starting off with the one that's right here in the front yard, front and center. So this is a Kahala variety. Right around May is when it starts to flower, and obviously if you come closer, these flowers have been pollinated by flies and therefore have become little fruits. The longans in the Central Valley, the fruits themselves, generally ripen right around September. So it's a very long ripening process. But in the process, though, when it blooms, again in May, as you can see, there's also a number of fly activities on them earlier. But yeah, it is just very, very fragrant. It's very, it's I don't know if you have allergies. I don't know how that's going to impact you, but it just smells really good. Whoops. So this is a Kahala variety. Another one that's also Kahala variety, as you can see up here. Check it out. Yeah, this one, it's a bit more vertical, but as you can see from the top, you see little Kahala longan fruits being formed from the flower. So it's going to be a pretty decent harvest this year. So another Kahala. So the Kahala variety is, in my opinion, perhaps the sweetest variety. It's a variety that was developed in Hawaii. Another longan, Kahala variety, of course. Right here, this guy is a champ. Yeah, longans, regardless of, I should rephrase that. The Kahala varieties, as with most other longan varieties, they're not going to be the world's fastest growing tropicals. In fact, this one looks to be about maybe, I'd guess maybe 5'9", 5'8". It's actually going 4 years, so not the world's speediest tree. It's going to be slower growing, which is why I've got 3 of them within about 6 foot apart from each other. 3 longan varieties, 3 longan trees. So the thing with the longan is, unlike your regular fruit like guava, for example, like this Ruby Supreme, once the fruit ripens, of course, I can just pick out the fruits, leaving the branch intact. The thing with the longan that you want to do actually is, once this cluster of fruits forms, you actually take out the panicles, or alternatively you could just take out the whole branch. But it's such a nice growth that I'm just going to take out the panicles with the fruits on them. So longans. So I've got a few more longans that are in the back, which I will take you and show you. Backyard. It's nothing like the appearance of wax jambu's sprouting flower. It's just really cool looking. It's like, check it out. Yeah, it's just it's peaceful looking. So Longans, let's resume our discussion about Longans. So got another Longan here, not a Kahala variety, of course. So as you can see, this particular one decided not to flower, which is fine because Longans, they actually alternate. They can go, year after year, flowering back to back, and then the next year they take a break, which is fine. So yeah, this is actually one of the first Longans we have in the ground. Another Kahala variety. Now, another Longan. Let's see if I can get higher here. He is a BQ Longan. The thing with the BQ Longans is, unlike the Kahala, they just want to put a lot of their energy into vertical growth. I mean, this guy is, well, Pergola is about 12 foot tall, and it's reaching it, so it's roughly about 11 foot tall, I would say. So yeah, BQs, they are quite fast growing. BQ varieties originate from Thailand. So yeah, BQs. If you want a tall Longan, BQs can be a variety. Got another BQ here, as you can see. It's in a container, and it's gotten pretty tall. So yeah. So BQ native to, originate from Thailand. Got another Longan that is also native to originate from Thailand. That is, and that would be the Shui Champu. I believe the word shampoo translates from Thai to English, being pink. The thing with this particular Longan, unlike the BQ and the Kahala, is the fact that the inner flesh of the Longan fruit it's got a tint of pink in it. Hence the name BQ. I'm sorry, Shui Champu. The thing with the Shui Champu though is, as you can see, it's not gonna beat any record for fast growing trees. It's one of the slowest growing Longan varieties. So Shui Champu. You know what? Yeah, well, while we're here, I guess might as well. That's how you know it's ripe. Let me just grab another one. Wow. Sonam cherry. Probably should. Can't find it. But yeah. You gotta get a Sonam cherry. Oh, more Longans. Another Kahala. Yeah, this guy is also taking a break this particular year. It did fruit last year. So, yeah, I mean, it's fine. I mean, they take breaks here and there. So, as you can see, this particular tree this year decides to mostly focus on just growth as opposed to fruit production. So, you'll get that from time to time when it comes to Longans. I want to say I've got a few more Longans back here. Okay. If I can navigate through this maze here. All right. The last Longans. In this section of my yard, I actually have 3 different varieties of Longans. So as you can see, load over flowers. And I should mention, as you can see, these 2 Longans are in containers. I mean, Longans, just based on the fact that they aren't the fastest growing trees, they do quite well in containers. So Kahala variety, this particular one, which is quite tall, BQ. And then this one that's quite short. All three of these are actually the same age. This particular one, of course, being it's short and stubby, skinny looking guy, is the Shui Champu. As you can see, it's loaded with flowers. So longans, as with mango trees, the flowers, they of course they are pollinated by flies. So you'll see a lot of insect activity on the flower. But yeah, I mean it's they can be quite heavy producers. Yeah, it's again it's I know you can't smell it, but it is just quite aromatic. It's really good. So Longans has no problem with our coal. In fact, I mean I don't even protect them at all. I mean they're just back here in this corner of the yard, which virtually has no microclimate. The heat is not an issue. They can stand full sun. Oh, sorry, hold on. I should take these before the birds get to them. Capullin cherries. Yeah, I often have to fight with birds to get these. So yeah, sorry. Longans, they are quite flexible in that they can be planted in the shade as well as in full sun. You know, so speaking of the shade, I actually have one that I kind of forgot about. Admittedly, this guy is a bit neglected, but he seems to be doing fine. So right here, Narakahala Longan. Yeah, it's a bit neglected, but as you can see, you know, bunch of new growth. I don't see any issues with it. Combination, I probably should prune the Capullin cherry though, as well as the fig. But yeah, I mean this guy will produce fruits. I want to say he did fruit last year, so they alternate. So yeah, Longans do quite well here. Tolerates our soil, has no issues with our climate, loves the heat, tolerates the cold. But anyhow, yeah, Longans, it's just one of those fruits that just it is almost meant to be in the Golden Central Valley. All right, have a good afternoon.